Houston, we are not out of the woods yet. Another hard freeze is coming, and the plane with Ted Cruz on board is about to land in Texas. The senator confirming he did go to Cancun during this winter storm crisis. This story has a lot of you upset online.
But our top story, Houston needs water to drink. Some can't get any out of their pipes because they're busted. If you can, you have to boil it until maybe Monday. And now, breaking news. Local counties are announcing deaths related to the cold. Harris County confirming 3 recent hypothermia deaths. Galveston County confirms 2 exposure deaths. And there's also a possible exposure death in Brazoria County as many try to stay warm. This is the 411, and I'm Mia Gradney.
And I'm Ron Trevino. Another major crisis from this winter storm, massive water shortages. We're tracking all parts of this story over the next hour. The options available to get water that's safe to drink, what needs to happen before the boil water notice is lifted, and the impact of the busted pipes on hospitals and schools. We're starting our live team coverage with Adam Bennett live at the scene of a water distribution site.
Adam, we understand there's bottled water and a tank for people to fill containers to flush their toilets with as well.
That's right, Mia. This is at the Trini Mendenhall Community Center, but I will tell you the bottled water is out. They ran out after about 45 minutes or so. This tanker, it is still here, and the crews here tell me there is plenty of non-potable, in other words, non-drinkable water to do things like flush your toilets. And the mayor says he hopes to have more of these throughout different council districts in the coming days. Now, this afternoon, Houston Parks and Recreation, along with Houston Public Works, they also work to deliver bottles of water to senior citizen facilities. The Public Works Director, Carol Haddock, she said her team worked through the night to add more generators to their water distribution systems. That's what went offline and caused a lot of the water pressure to drop. She now says the pressure is much better, especially at hospitals and fire hydrants. It is now above the state's required level, and she says it should keep improving. Mayor Turner said today he plans to set up a fund, a lot like the one set up after Hurricane Harvey, to give financial help to people whose pipes burst.
What I want to say to families, to our seniors, people in our low-income communities, people who don't have insurance, and they are wondering and questioning, yes, the power is on, Mayor. Yes, the water pressure is up, but my ceiling has fallen in, and my house is damaged, and I don't have the means. How do I move forward? We want to do everything that we can to pull together as a city to help provide you with the support and the assistance to repair your homes, to repair those ceilings as we move forward.
The mayor says he should be announcing more information in the coming days. Now, the city is also partnering with Crowdsource Rescue. They will deliver bottled water to people with disabilities who lack transportation. You can sign up at crowdsourcerescue.org/freeze. And this afternoon, Congresswoman Sheila Jackson Lee is helping hand out water in 3rd Ward and Greenspoint. And Mayor Turner said today that grocery stores have also added a lot more bottled water too. He says he spoke with the president of Kroger and said that they have added quite a bit to their supply. Mia?
Good to know more is on the way and more is going to arrive on store shelves. Adam Bennett, thank you so much. And speaking of stores, there are long lines at grocery stores as people show up to buy water. This is the scene at the H-E-B on Westheimer and Kirkwood. Water shortages have been challenging across the city, especially for area hospitals. But there's some promising news here. The water pressure is getting better at most hospitals. That's according to Harris County Judge Lena Hidalgo.
They still are under a boil water notice, so they're having to treat the water before they use it, which means that it's not an ideal situation, but things are absolutely better than they were yesterday.
Hidalgo says the county is lending its support to fix any broken pipes, and the hope is water pressure will be back to normal at least by weekend's end. But we're not out of the woods yet, with another hard freeze on its way tonight. And water isn't just needed for drinking.
We all need it in other places too. Sherman Chow is covering that angle. Sherman.
Oh yeah, Ron and Mia. Yep, just as many of us are being reminded you need it to flush the commode. And without it, well, that's pretty unpleasant. From hotels to office buildings to our homes. Tons of folks have been without water, many storing the water if they can in buckets or tubs to fill up that water tank or toilet bowl to, keep things moving. If you have water, the pressure may be pretty darn low, but you are lucky to have it, folks. The city acknowledged that it had been optimistic when it predicted that most folks could flush last night. Now they're saying where we are today is where they'd hoped to be yesterday.
Things are improving, but for some people, they still may have problems flushing their commodes. If water pressure is up in your home, for example, don't just go out and start washing a lot of clothes and all of that, because we still need to enhance the water pressure.
That boil water notice likely to run through Monday, even though pressure should be restored system-wide by Saturday. A sample then needs to be sent to the state and tested. If there's no bacteria in that water sample after 24 hours, that is when we get the all clear. CDC says that if you have tap water right now, you can bring it to a rolling boil for 1 minute, then cool it before drinking. You can shower and wash your hands. Use a soap, please. Don't use it to brush your teeth. And lastly, by tonight, the city hopes that most of us can flush. Back to you.
All right, high hopes there. So what causes your pipes to burst? It happens because the water reaches maximum density as it gets close to freezing and expands. That causes an increase in pressure inside the pipe. When the pressure gets too high for the pipe to handle, well, it ruptures. And another cool down is expected. Blake Matthews giving us an update on the hard freeze headed our way.
Yeah, that's right. We're talking about temperatures once again getting down into the teens and lower 20s here across the Houston area, which does mean we are under another hard freeze warning for most areas unless you live right close to Galveston Bay. The other thing we're monitoring is very heavy snow out here towards southwest Texas to the south and west of San Antonio. If your travels take you I-10 to San Antonio this evening, you're going to run into some very nasty roadways where they have seen heavy snow across San Antonio all day long. Now here locally we are seeing a few snow showers push on through the area, but they are beginning to move on out, and that is going to set the stage for a clearing sky and very cold temperatures. The winter weather advisories have been canceled for southeast Texas, but again we are all under that hard freeze warning. That is most areas outside of the Galveston Bay area. That's where we're going to be looking for those temperatures dropping down in the lower 20s. Temperatures right now 38 at Bush, 41 degrees at Hobby, 43 degrees there in Galveston. We're already at freezing in Conroe, Huntsville, College Station, 33 degrees out there in Brenham and Columbus. So these temperatures will continue to drop as we head into the overnight hours. Look for teens to the north, 23 in the Woodlands, 20 in Hempstead, and here in Houston, 24 degrees and 31 degrees there on Galveston Island. There is a warm up in sight. We'll have that full forecast coming up in just a few minutes.
All right, Blake Matthews, thank you so much. Senator Ted Cruz confirming today he traveled to Cancun during this winter storm. When pictures of Cruz with his family at the airport surfaced, social media was flooded with comments from people who were outraged.
Marcelino Benito joins us live at Bush Airport, where the senator is expected to arrive this afternoon. Marcelino.
Well, guys, we know Senator Cruz is actually now back in Houston. His flight landed here at Bush Airport just a few minutes ago. I want to show you what's waiting for him. A whole lot of cameras, a whole lot of folks who want to talk to him, and we hope to see him walk through those doors in just a matter of minutes. There are a lot of people across this city that want an explanation about this trip. Social media exploded in anger and really disbelief at photos of Senator Cruz boarding a flight to Cancun yesterday. At that point, more than 1 million Houstonians and millions more Texans were without power, many of them also without water. Many telling us tonight that it doesn't seem like the best time for him to head out on a vacation. The outrage prompted the senator to cut his trip a few days short. This is video of him at the airport in Cancun before boarding his flight to Houston today. We reached out to the senator's office for an explanation starting at 2 this morning. We didn't get an answer until noon today. Now, Cruz released this statement explaining his decision, saying, quote, "With school canceled for the week, our girls asked to take a trip with friends. Wanting to be a good dad, I flew down with them last night and I'm flying back this afternoon." He added that he and his family lost power too, and he's working to get to the bottom of what happened in Texas. This explanation isn't sitting well with thousands of you online and families still recovering from the freeze.
My thinking was of a captain of a ship, you know? The last guy that leaves the ship is the captain. So, I mean, him leaving to Mexico in this situation, that's not good at all. Doesn't tell me that he's a guy that is interested on the people of his town.
I can't say what I want to say, but it is what it is. Hey, bro, we need some help down here. You out there having fun in Cancun, we down here freezing. You want to be back in the office and be elected again, you got to do something.
Now, those two men you just heard from just got power back today, and both of their families are still without water. So there are a lot of people who are still needing help out there. Back out here live at the airport, guys, we are waiting on Senator Cruz. We hope to see him walk through those doors any minute. We have a lot of questions for him when he does. We'll have live reports at 5 and 6. Back to you.
We'll see you then, Marcelino. Thank you.